All right, first cozy mystery that I read this fall is No Parm, No Foul by Linda Riley. This is a grilled cheese mystery. If you're wondering what that means, this is how the book is described on the back. After a long, hot summer in Balsam Dell, Carly Hale is ready for crisp Vermont weather and gourmet grilled cheeses at her grilled cheese eatery. And the upcoming Halloween food competition is the perfect way to impress the locals. But Ferris Menard, the owner of Subadub Sub, is nursing a serious grudge against Carly. 2 days before the competition, one of Carly's employees quits his part-time gig at Menard's sub shop, sending Menard into a serious snit. It was like a tongue twister to read. In a confrontation at the eatery, Menard accuses Carly of sabotage and vows to bring her down. Then Menard's body is found in his kitchen the morning after the competition. And then it describes the scene, which I won't read because I don't like it. But Menard had a slew of enemies, and if Carly doesn't figure out which one is the culprit, she might find herself or someone she cares about serving grilled cheese sandwiches under lock and brie. Lock and brie, so like a play on the cheese thing. So anyway, so check out that adorable dog on the cover and then the gooey cheese sandwich. So I picked this up at our local book sale, and this is a book that I just kept walking past it. I don't know why. Like, I saw it, and that adorable dog just kept catching my eye. And so I would walk by it and be like, I should buy that. And he'd be like, no. It was like not expensive, like almost as cheap as a book as you can get at this book sale. But I kept walking by it and be like, no, that's not for me. I said I didn't know why, but I do know why, because every time I picked it up and then I would read the back again to be like, do I want this? The part that I skipped, I just don't, I'm super sensitive to like any sort of unpleasant crime scenes, you know what I mean? And it describes it here, and I just was like, if I can't handle reading the back cover, like, I can't handle this crime scene in this story. So I just kept walking by it. And then finally I was like, you know what? It keeps getting my attention. I'm going to pick it up. So I picked it up and I added it to my TBR, to be read pile for fall. As I mentioned, I think in my last video, I've been trying to match up my reading to the seasons, so I had all these fall themed books that I thought would be cool to read in the fall. So it's now November, it's the first week of November, so it's not quite, we're kind of heading into like more winter feeling season, but I had to tell you all about these cozy mysteries. So things about this cozy mystery that I liked. One, of course, that it's fall themed, Halloween themed, and the adorable dog does show up in the story. So the main character does have this cute little white dog, and it does show up. And the descriptions of her home and the small town and her shop, she owns a grilled cheese restaurant, which I thought was a cool idea. All those things are super cozy and fall feelings and Halloween feelings. So that is something that I liked. Something that would be on like the not so great side, I figured out who committed the crime within like the first few chapters of the book. So I spent the rest of the book being kind of annoyed that it was so obvious and thinking like, please let me be wrong. Please let me be wrong. But as the story kept going, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure I figured it out within the first, might have been the first couple of chapters. It was really early on. So that was kind of a bummer that I was like, I know who did it, and now I'm just reading this story, and like there's all these red herrings where it's like, ooh, maybe it was this person, maybe it was this person. Like, no, I knew. So if you don't like the mystery of, if you don't like having the stress of trying to figure out what's happening, then maybe this is for you, because it's not, you don't have to solve anything. I mean, I didn't. Everybody's different. So I figured out right away who the culprit was. So I didn't enjoy that. I also, like you saw me skip the description of the crime scene. Like, normally these types of books to me would say like, there's not going to be a lot of description. And maybe for the general public out there, it's very light duty as far as the description of the crime scene and finding the body and all that. But I'm extra sensitive, so I didn't like the description of it. It's really probably no big deal to pretty much anyone else. But for me, it was a little too descriptive or like unpleasant of a crime scene for what I would think would be cozy. So it didn't feel cozy to me in that way. There were some intense, there were actually, yeah, now that I think about it, there were a few scenes that were kind of more intense than I would think would be in a cozy mystery with an adorable little white dog on the front. So another thing I didn't really like was there are quite a lot of typos. So it's just like, I don't know, that kind of thing stands out to me. It's not like the end of the world. I don't really care, but it is a little confusing when you're in the middle of reading and you're like, oh, wait, what? The quotations go there? Was that a quote? What? Different words in the wrong places. Just needed some good editing or proofreading. But if those things don't bother you, then this would definitely be for you. So that is No Parm, No Foul by Linda Riley. That is the first cozy fall-themed mystery that I read. And just today, I finished reading this one, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir by Krista Davis. And I looked it up. That is a reference. It's a play on words to, maybe you know this already. I didn't. But that is a play on words for The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, M-U-I-R. So it's a little play on words there. So it is a story, and then a movie was made out of, a movie was made called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, and then there's a book called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, or it's a short story. Anyways, it's a play on words because, of course, there's a cat in this story called Mrs. Muir. So pretty cute. All right. This one I liked so much more than the No Parm, No Foul. It's a different author, and it's my first time reading this author. Of course, why did I pick it up? Because dog, cat, cozy fall looking, a little bit slightly spooky vibes. That's why I picked it up. So this book did not disappoint. Exactly what you see on the cover is exactly what you get in the book. It's exactly, the name is perfect for it. I'll just read the back real quick. Wagtail, Virginia, the top pet-friendly getaway in the United States, is gearing up for a howling good Halloween until a spooky murder shakes the town to its core. Holly Miller doesn't believe in spirits, but the Sugar Maple Inn is filled with guests who do. The TV series in development, Apparition Apprehenders, has descended on Wagtail's annual Halloween festivities to investigate supernatural local legends, and Holly has her hands full showing the ghost hunters a scary fun time. But the frights turn real when Holly's Jack Russell, Trixie, and kitten, Twinkletoes, great names, right, find a young woman drowned in the Wagtail Springs Hotel gazebo, the spot of the town's most infamous haunting. The crime scene is eerily similar to the creepy legend, convincing Holly that the death wasn't just accidental. Now she'll have to race to catch a flesh and blood killer before someone else in town gives up the ghost. So, what I liked about this, completely cozy fall, Halloween, spooky vibes. Not super spooky. So that's something else that I liked about this. It had moments that were kind of like, when I was reading it, I was like, ooh, what's happening here? Is this supernatural? Is this, have a logical explanation? So that I really enjoyed. That's exactly how it looks, and it's exactly how the story played out. They leave you, the author's really great at, like, at least for me, it kept me wondering, like, that is this supernatural? Are they actually, is this human caused? So, and not just one plot point. There's, like, depending on what you like to read, whether it's a pro or con for you, there's a lot of plot points. There's a lot of characters, a lot of things out there where it's like, wait, that happened? Why did that happen? Like, over and over. This one, partly also why I liked it, is because I did not solve it until, the reveal. And so there were so many plot points and so many red herrings thrown in there, or mysteries. I wouldn't even say red herrings, just things that kept getting more and more and more mysterious, where I just finally was like, you know what? I'm not going to figure it out. This author was, to me, she was so good at keeping things hidden, but giving you just enough to make you think, I think I know what's going on. Oh, I solved it. And then something else would happen where you go, oh, I didn't solve it? Wait, what is that? And now you added in another thing. So there was plenty to keep me totally guessing. I would say on that point, there were so many plot points and so many things happening with so many different characters. When the reveals, multiple reveals, because there's multiple things happening in this story, when the reveals finally came, I had to kind of like reread them, like I'd read a few pages and go, wait, who did what? Wait, what was that? Wait, was that, what's happening? And I'm not even kidding, up to literally the last few paragraphs, the last pages of this story, things are being revealed and you think, oh, okay, I got it figured out. Oh, wait, that? Oh, wait, that? Wait, that? And so it kept me guessing the whole time. I liked that. So I loved the little city that was totally centered on pets, and it was just a fun little world that the author built there. So I liked all of that. The only things that I would say I didn't enjoy were, again, for some reason, cozy mysteries, tons of typos. Like, I don't really get it. And for this one came during a reveal, so I had to reread the reveal because the typo made it confusing. So I had to reread one of the reveals. And then one of the biggest reveals happens pretty much within the last few pages, and then the story's just over. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, wait, what? And I reread it. I'm like, wait, why is it over now? I want to hear more about that. So that, it felt a little bit abrupt, where I was like, whoa, cool, wait, it's over. So that was a little bit of a bummer. The typos, what else? I feel like there was something else. I did want to mention something that on the pros side of the pros and cons, the crime scene description to me was not, when you compare it to No Harm, No Foul, was really not, to me, I could handle it. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're sensitive to crime scene things, I don't know, this one was not too disturbing to me. Plus, I enjoyed the spooky moments, but like, honestly, they weren't even spooky moments that made you feel creeped out. Like, they were just kind of like, ooh, what's happening there? Is that what it seems? Like, all throughout the book. So that was fun for spooky season. Okay, the last one I'm going to share, it's called Time to Share. So the last one I'm going to share, I only just started it today or yesterday. Recently. So I'm only a few chapters in, but it's a cozy mystery, fall themed, because look at that. It's like a quilt cover. It's called Time to Share. Patchwork Mysteries. The author is Joanne Brown. So this one, I've only just started it, and I think it's going to be, as far as crime scene descriptions, I have a feeling it's going to be very, very light duty. Like, so far, the only crime that's happened is like a robbery, and it's been very light duty. It almost feels kind of like a Hallmark mystery. But anyway, I'll read the back to you so you know what it's about. Move my little bookmark. So, when Sarah decides to make a quilt depicting her favorite view from Mount Greylock, she hikes to the area bringing her granddaughters a sketchbook and a camera. The girls videotape each other goofing off at the top of the hill, and later Sarah notices something odd in their footage. A man, barely visible through the bushes, struggling with something on the ground. Who is he? What was he doing there? Sarah returns to the spot and finds an old cellar. Inside, she finds stolen items from a rash of recent burglaries in the area, and unearths a half-buried old, I don't know this word, daguerreotype of a young couple. Daguerreotype. If you know that word, feel free to let us know in the comments. An old daguerreotype of a young couple. Who are they and how are they connected to the robberies? As Sarah searches for answers, she notices a startling pattern that leads to a secret that will surprise everyone on Maple Hill. So I just started this. I think it's going to be very, very light duty, Hallmark style. Not even Angela Lansbury Murder, She Wrote. I don't think it's even going to be that intense. So if you want a cozy fall mystery that's super light duty, at least so far, and from what I've read on the back here, you can see it's probably just trying to solve a robbery. So those are the cozy mysteries that I'm reading this fall. And I will put a link in the description to Abe Books. It is a great alternative to other places where people can buy books, and it supports more independent booksellers. I will put a link to it down in the description. So have you read any cozy fall-themed mysteries this fall? If so, let us know in the comments and give us some good ideas on what to read. Thanks for watching.